Okay, this is gonna be tough. Let's press. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant, you wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not. No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers abloom. Those eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right. The witness will hurry up and explain his truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tema do upon hearing the confession?
Hold it!
How did Miss Tema appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. He actually sympathized with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. Checked your face? Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness, why else? Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client. Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Hold it!
He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Temataru. The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Gosh dang it, this guy. Hello, L'belle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles. Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh yes, of course. Oh my gosh, what a gypsy. Hello, this is L'belle. Oh, good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. Doing this will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber. Well, after that...
Hold it!
I'm just going to keep pressing everything. What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see, it's the curse of Temataru. Then he took off running like a madman. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my charger. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He's set eyes upon me. And that was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. So, it was the curse of Florent L'belle rather than Temataru. Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. Alright, hold on, let me plug in my charger. 1 second. Come on. There we go. Alright, what do you say? The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh yes, I fled for dear life from Temataru and...
Hold it!
So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Temataru ran off toward the foyer? Precisely. Notice any inconsistency, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Temataru, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if L'belle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right. It just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. Testimony. Mayor Tema is good as guilty. This is bad. Very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Alright, what is it? The last part? I need to... Jinxie, would it be? Let me details. Let's present this. See if this works. Florent L'belle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. L'belle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her phone call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tematara costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallway meets. As for Mr. L'belle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Ah, my eyes, my beautiful eyes. Ha, not such a fabulous scent now, is it? But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox Chamber, where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you? Silence! Foolish fop, a true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with a sword of a truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with the naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location for which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you, was right there in the Fox Chamber. Oh my, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I used to protect myself. You better explain yourself, Mr. L'belle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witnesses are skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. Ah, here we go. I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and I left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen? Why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so, he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo! You think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. Voyeurism. Let's keep pressing. Let's press all these.
Hold it.
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma sued. It's what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So, I entered the fire chamber almost without thinking.
Hold it!
Hold it! Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer's shoes? Your shoes? Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated. That's terrible. A man was dying, another injured, and you're worried about your shoes? Silence! Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and such for trivial pursuits. Gah! Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the fox chamber, but... I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there.
Hold it!
Wait a second, why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do? By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which are for the sake of the universe. It's something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony. Now! Well, regarding the murder scene...
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks? They resulted when Tamataro exited the Forbidden Chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering the feathers this way and that. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did, and that's why I suggest we cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Filch has to be the worst student ever. He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he? Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Is it important? It's probably not particularly important. No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed.
Hold it!
Okay, here we go. The murder weapon. Can you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman QB. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. Oh right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Oh! Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village. An inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse? Real inspiring. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider this statement to be of any importance? I believe that to be extremely importantly. I request that it be added to the testimony. Let's present the new statue that we have here.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. L'belle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Oh, this is why, because the cup wasn't on it when he saw it. Something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike the Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. L'belle, where could you have possibly seen that statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered, for it was broken. How dare you? Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent L'belle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex QB. Oh. If on like Donkey Kong. Order! Order! Mr. L'belle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you falsely accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo. This is conclusive evidence we need in Magnifico. We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. I'll admit it.
Silence.